welcome back to our Expert Mode Thorium modded healer class Let's Play. We are starting today's episode off with a boss fight. What I mean by that is probably a very quick and sudden death, but we'll take a stab at it and see how far we get. Today's pretty exciting. We're only one episode away from the Wall of Flesh fight. Assuming we can get past the Star Scatter boss today, and you can see I'm up here in my little arena, getting ready to fight this boss, getting attacked by all these harpies. We're way up in the floating islands layers here. We got a couple new weapons that we got last episode, so that's pretty exciting. We have our Templar's Judgment that I reforged to Godly, and we also have our Spirit Blast wand that I reforged to Mystic. So these are going to be our weapons of choice today, and we have our arena set up with some stars in a bottle, some heart lanterns, a heart statue in the middle. So we have all of our buffs. Let's go ahead and get this thing summoned, throw our buffs on, and we do still have our Falling Twilight. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. Alright, so let's kind of see here. Like I said, I don't actually know what this boss does or what it's all about, but yeah, things are going okay so far. We're going to use some Templar's Judgment here, and it doesn't appear to be doing too much damage to us. Get rid of these harpies, they're just in the way. Good, let's get those out of here. Taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad just yet. But I know there's some other forms in this boss that we'll have to keep an eye out for. Oh gosh, let's go ahead and get over here. Try to avoid taking some of this damage. It stays really, really close to you. Oh my gosh. Firing all kinds of lasers at us, but that's okay. We should be a-okay for now. Alright, it kind of shoots out little like bursts to the side when it does that, but so far we've been able to dodge it, and this boss hasn't been too scary just yet. That is definitely probably something that does a lot of damage if you do get hit by it though, so we'll definitely have to be careful here. And I still haven't killed that other harpy. We'll just let him watch the fight. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. That was 156 damage, so I think our theory was right about how much damage that thing does. I almost just dashed into it there again. But we're alright for right now. So this is the last boss before we fight Wall of Flesh, which is really exciting. We've come a long way in this so far, and we're just about ready for hard mode. Probably help if I get in range of this thing, fire some of these bolts at it, see if we can get a little bit of extra damage here and keep some range. This does do a bit of healing, I think, so we can use that as kind of a... Oh my gosh, I really have to get out of the way of those. That is scary. But yeah, this... Whoa, they like speed up after they make that first initial contact. But yeah, we're gonna burn up a little bit of our mana here. Oh, and there's a new attack, so I don't know what that is, but I guess we just have to kind of stay moving around it. Doesn't look too bad just yet, but of course all those attacks are stacking up, so go ahead and get back to our Templar's Judgment. Oh my goodness. Definitely scary here. Lots of damage. Oh boy, I don't want to know what that that dark circle does. Just a little bit of damage it looks like. No debuffs or anything too bad, but lots and lots of damage coming out of this thing now. It's got all kinds of attacks. So it does have a lot of health just because it is an expert mode boss, so it might speed things up a little bit here and see how far we can get. And we're down under 1,000, so as long as I don't goof up here, we'll drink another mana potion. Like I said, yeah, as long as I don't goof up here, I think I'll be okay. I think we're under 1,000. Yeah. About 500 left. I'll be a little bit more intelligent with my mana usage here. I think I'm missing a lot of shots. Oh boy. Definitely shooting a little bit faster. We're so close. Oh, we're taking some damage now though. We'll switch back to our ranged attack. Come on, there we go. Awesome, guys. So I think that's the first boss that I beat in my first try that I haven't played before, so feel good about that one. And we have our treasure bag. This is the last one before our hard mode treasure bag, which is really exciting. I am going to fly down here back into my base so that I don't get killed by harpies. So let's jump inside here and let's take a look at our treasure bag. I think there is a healer item in here, but we'll see which one we get. Here we go. Let's see what's inside. Let's see. Magic weapon, summon weapon, and the Omega Drive. I think this is kind of like a summon damage weapon, or well, I guess it's a pet technically, but it kind of acts like a summon, so I don't think we'll be using that, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're going to be doing a bit of exploration in the underworld, picking up some loot from some shadow chests, and we'll be crafting, I think, one more item before we take on the Wall of Flesh. We'll be getting our runway set up this episode, and doing a bit of kind of preparation and last minute hard mode, or pre-hard mode preparation. So we'll speed ahead and we'll do some exploration. Now guys, I just realized we actually should have everything that we need to craft that last weapon that we have here. So we need 3 more of those hellstone bars for a total of 4. And we should be able to, right here at our anvil, craft, let's see, yeah, the omen. So go ahead and grab one of those and let's see how it works here. Oh cool, so it's kind of a bouncing attack, it's auto fire. Oh, this looks great. It is a life drain weapon, so we'll have to deal with that, but we'll take it down to the underworld and see how she does. welcome back. We've done a bit of preparation for the final steps of pre-hard mode here, and I wanted to take a quick minute to show you guys what all I've done now. I've had some comments come in over the course of our playthrough so far, talking about the materials that we've used, saying, hey, that's kind of cheating. And you're totally right, but I've been playing Terraria for a while, and I kind of like just cheating a little bit to get my building materials and things like that into the world a little bit earlier than normal. So I wanted to show you guys this, and you can see I'm standing on a teleporter, which normally you don't have access to until you have the steampunker, but I think it was kind of worth it here. So I'll show you real quick. I did hook up our liquid mixers, so I can pick whichever color I want. So this is honey blocks, this is obsidian, and this is crispy honey. And then this button up here dumps it out. So I'll go ahead and flip that off. We'll switch to the pickaxe here and just mine up a little bit of obsidian so you can kind of see how it works. Basically, you just drain out the top tank once you're done. You can leave that switch on there and it'll continue to pump it there. But then when you're done, you just dump it down here into the tank. I figure we get an extra little obsidian block there. And this all pumps it away so that it's ready for the next use. Which we'll go ahead and take a look here. You'll see that we've built a little bit of a teleporter hub here, and I've got some codes on these signs so I can remember how to get around. So this is kind of the bit of the build that you saw with all the wiring and everything we were doing there. And this is just going to let me travel around the world a lot faster and be able to keep up with making videos and everything that I enjoy doing here. So definitely a bit of cheating here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But I want to show how it works. It's pretty cool. So if, let's say, we want to go take a look at like the dungeon, for instance. The code for the dungeon is 10011. So first switch, skip the next two, and then flip these two. You hit the green one, it sends us through the teleporter hub, and boom, we're right at the dungeon. And you can do this for pretty much any of those locations. If I don't have a code in, it just takes me back to my base so that I can see my signs here for where I want to go. So I'm just going to quickly run us through here a few of these from the top. So the main base, of course, you can also flip all the switches and take you back as well. We've got a teleporter up in our potion dome that we can jump up there, because I did end up removing the doors. They're kind of a pain. I actually didn't remove the doors. I'm going to remove the doors. Because these little pressure plates are kind of a pain. You got to fly down between the spires, and it's always kind of annoying. So I did put a teleporter up there with a hub control panel. We've got a sky bridge that we can go to now. So if I need to collect falling stars at any point for any of the healer items, I can quickly run up there and pull up some of the stars over the course of the night. We've got a teleporter hub and spawn room at each side of our ocean, or each side of the world at the oceans. So if we want to do any ocean fishing or anything like that, we can get over there really quick. If we need to get into the like aquatic depths, for instance, we can quickly teleport over to the east ocean there. We got one for the dungeon, like you saw. I did build us a truffle house. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of be ready for everything before we enter hard mode. So I did make us a little automated mushroom farm, as well as a house for the truffle whenever we get there. So we'll go ahead and head back to our base here and take a look at the rest of them. So we got the truffle house. We have one at the desert entrance if I want to do any desert farming. Got that there. I did put one up for our boss arena, which I haven't done a whole lot with. Basically just kind of the basic platforms for now, which is fine. But we've got that, so I can quickly run over there. Let's see what's next. The Granite Marble Arena, I do have one down there where we fought the Granite Elemental, or Granite Storm, Granite Energy Storm, there we go, and the Buried Champion. So I have one down there if we need to do any farming in that area. We got one for the Corruption Farm, as well as a little fishing hole over there for that. We have one up on a Sky Lake if we need to do any sky fishing, and same for the jungle as well. I did build a quick pyramid farm as well, and I'll run over real quick and show where that's at. Basically, I hollowed out all this area down here and filled it with player-placed walls so we get max spawn rate across the top here, and everything just kind of falls in there. So we use that for like pirate invasions and stuff like that. So we've got the pyramid farm, the underworld. I do have a spawn point down there as well, which is going to be handy very shortly to finish off our wall of flesh runway and actually take part in that battle. So I got a spawn point down there ready to go. And then my two maintenance rooms, we have one in the teleporter tunnel and one in the liquid tanks as well. So I'll quickly show you each of those. So you're going to remember the numbers here, alright? So I'll head over to the teleporter tunnel first. And I'll quickly run through how this works. I'm not going to go into detail on it because it is a ton of wiring. And I don't actually think I have a wiring item on me, so I can't even show it to you at the moment. But I'll show you guys that eventually. But basically the idea is you type in the code and it changes these logic gates here. And whichever combination you enter, it will basically light up all of the gates on one of these logic gates. And then you can see there's pressure plates on each of these. So your initial departure from wherever it is that you're controlling the system from, it'll put you into this bottom row and just hoik you all the way across it. And on the end there's a teleporter with a button on the top that will push you up into this teleporter. And you can see the hoik row goes across here, so it'll just slide you across all of these. And you can kind of see this between teleports. You can see it run through there for just a few frames. But it'll hoik you across and it presses each button along the way. And it will only activate the teleporter if all of the lamps underneath it are lit up. So that's kind of how the code or the combination allows you to basically travel wherever you want. The red switch then just controls a latch that's over here in the dark. That's not particularly exciting. None of this is probably particularly exciting for a lot of you. That's okay. If you are interested in it, just leave a comment and let me know, and I could probably put together a video showing exactly how this works. But let's head over to the liquid tanks, show you guys all that. Oop, don't mind that up. Alright, so down here's our liquid tank, so if I need to come down here for any reason, like when I first load up the level, I need to come down here and flip these switches on just to make sure that the tanks stay full. And then yeah, this entire thing keeps it duplicated as long as these switches are running. I can control everything else from the surface up here. So I did want to talk a little bit about kind of the cost of all this and the fact that it is definitely cheating, and this is probably this is pretty easy to argue that this is a little bit more than just a superficial cheat, because it does let us skip around the world and not have to fight our way, to each ocean or whatever like that. I would still wanted to do it, because like I said, I've been playing this game for a while, and I like having cool stuff in my base, before I have actual access to it. Because I just think it's fun, and this will save me a lot of time recording these videos. There's tons of footage that gets cut out of me just like wandering around and dying on the surface and on my way to different areas in the world. So this will help me save a lot of time and keep getting videos out to you guys. But I don't want to give it to myself for free, so I roughly estimated how much wire and how many teleporters I used in this, and they're not accurate, but I did try to overestimate with a pretty safe margin, I think. So by my count, this probably took about 125,000 units of wire and about 85 teleporters. So if you go through and add up that cost to buy from the mechanic and the steampunker, you end up with about 65 platinum worth of stuff that I put into this system using item duplication. So what I'm going to do, I think I did farm up some bosses for probably a couple hours, and I ended up with about 3 platinum coins, which is nowhere near what we need for this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and toss 3 out of there, but I'm going to try to overpay on this as we go along, and I'm going to put 100 platinum in the trash by the end of it. But to offset it so that I do actually have a little bit of a penalty for putting this in early, basically we're not going to do any reforging until the debt's paid off. So once I've trashed 100 platinum, then we can reforge our weapons, our new accessories, all that stuff. And I think it's kind of a fun little challenge to throw in here. Like I said, this really isn't necessary. It just saves me a lot of time. And I think it's kind of cool. I haven't done a big wiring project in a while, and this took forever, so it's really fun, and I think it's going to be worthwhile. So no reforging. We're going to be stuck with what we have, and we do have all of our weapons and everything reforged for the Wall of Flesh fight that we paid for before all this. But yeah, once we get into hard mode, we're going to be stuck with what we get until I can pay off 100 platinum. So we'll get there, and we'll farm some of the later bosses a few times over so that we can pay that debt off and reforge all of our hard mode weapons. And so speaking of that, that's going to be our next episode. We are going to be fighting Wall of Flesh to start things off, and we'll be doing some exploring in Thorium hard mode. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and we will see you next time.
Throw a heal on. Oh my gosh. And I think we need some more water bolt. Oh, run. Oh no. That is not where I want to be. Holy cow. Oh, this isn't good. Come on, we can do this.